Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Today I thought that we'd just do a super chill Q&A with my boyfriend. This is Toby, and we're gonna do it while we're making our gingerbread house, which we've actually made from scratch. So we don't know how it's gonna turn out, but we've done the actual gingerbread itself and we've done the icing. So now we're just gonna try and put it all together and then decorate it while answering some questions.
Tay.
Okay, first question. Where and when did you guys meet? So Toby texted me through a group chat that we were both in. We didn't know each other, we had no connections. It was just that we were starting the same university course. And so he texted me separately from that chat, and then we talked for like 2, maybe 3 weeks, just over text. And then I moved to Melbourne from Sydney and he moved to Melbourne from Canberra. So on my first day in Melbourne, I went and met him for the first time at his kind of where he was living. And we just sat in the reception downstairs and talked for like, I don't know, probably only an hour or half an hour.
Time flies when you're having
fun.
fun.
It was a very brief meeting. We just kind of wanted to say hi.
But I'd also met Taylor's mom and her best friend and her sister.
My mum met Toby at the same time that I did, which was kind of weird.
But at this point, we were just friends.
Okay, next question. What were your first impressions of each other? Mine was that he was really easy to talk to because I was so nervous meeting him. We'd texted so much. We'd never called, but we'd texted so much. And I was so nervous thinking that, I don't know, it was going to be really awkward or that he was going to be really hard to talk to, but he was just like so normal and we just kind of clicked straight away.
My first impressions? Honestly, at first impressions, I was just like, it was kind of obvious to me that she was like just out of school. And like, I don't know, I kind of just got the vibe, maybe it was just like in my head that it was just like, you know, like Sydney kind of vibe. But that was before, like, that's just first impressions before I actually got to know you. And like you, of course, like being kind of fake when we were first talking to each other because you were nervous and stuff. Like.
Okay, next question kind of goes off the back of that. How old are you? When is your birthday?
26th of April 2001.
And I'm 18 and I'm the 26th of April 2002. How long have you been together?
Hold the whole roof. Like,
yeah.
That your left hand's doing nothing.
It is. It actually is. Well, we have been together for
7.
Well, we talked in January, met in February, started dating in April.
Made it official in April.
Yeah.
Well, like a thing in.
I wanna preface this here. This is the weird thing about our relationship. So our relationship has been purely in Corona. And so when we kind of really like began thinking like we should be a couple, literally like kind of the week that it all ramped up into being kind of becoming official, all of Corona hit Australia. So I had to go home, he had to go home, and we did 2 weeks apart, not kind of knowing like what we were doing and what was going to happen and if we were going to be able to see each other again because we live in different states. And then so I finally got to go to Canberra, which is where Toby lives, at the end of April, and then that's when he asked me out. And so it's kind of like if Corona wasn't a thing, we probably would have been dating since like March. Do you want kids? If so, how many and when?
Yes. 2, maybe 3. And when? Maybe like 28.
I really want kids. And I want 2 as well, and like maybe 3, depends like how my life is, and if I can afford it. And then I want 2 girls, but I guess like you don't get to choose that, so it's not worth really thinking about. And I don't know when I want kids. I know I definitely want them, and I always thought I'd want them when I'm like 24, 25. But now I kind of understand that like it really just depends where your life is at. I think I'm kind of just like gonna wait and see, and I'm sure like I'll know when it's time. Any tips on making the first move on a girl? Oh, as a girl. I think, okay, well I didn't make the first move on him, but sometimes when I used to make the first move, I made the first move like to kiss him.
And things were getting a bit flirtatious, and then she just kissed me in like the middle of the street.
I guess it applies to both talking and kissing and whatever else. Like I'm very good at dismissing like any signal that a guy will give me. So like on that day when I kissed him, he was like trying to hold my hand and like touching my hand and stuff. And I was just like, oh, like that was an accident. Like he doesn't actually mean it, da da da. And then I normally would just like let it go and be like, no, that's not what he wants. And same with texting, like I always just like don't believe that they would want me to text them or anything. But like more than half the time, those inklings that you have and like the signals that they're giving you are what you think that they are. How do you overcome adversity / challenge? You just kind of have to find what works for you. I don't even think we know that yet, really. We're just trying to like trial and error and see what works.
Someone recently asked me, it was like, what 3 qualities do you value the most in a partner? And I said, trust, loyalty and determination. And I think those 3 things are the pillars of like being able to withstand adversity.
Trust what each other's like saying and feeling.
Yeah, like mostly like determination. Like if you both are determined to like make it work, then you'll find a way.
And I guess that's loyalty too. It's like being loyal to the relationship, to each other.
And
How did you find out you have endometriosis? I started experiencing the symptoms and luckily I was aware of what endometriosis was because I had the symptoms back when I was like 14 and someone kind of flagged it then and was like, you should be aware of this. Yeah. So when I started getting these symptoms, I was aware that they were symptoms of endometriosis. And then I went straight to my GP. Actually, that's such a lie. I didn't go straight to my GP. I was in denial for a little bit. Finally plucked up the courage to go to the GP, thanks to Toby for pushing me. And then got referred to the gynecologist. I'll do a whole video on it. I really should just do a video on endometriosis.
The only reason I was like switched on about it and like kind of knew what was happening the whole time is because one of my family members also has it. So I was kind of already in the loop as to like what was happening and everything. So
and
that's I think was what sped up the process, because for a lot of people that have it, it goes years being like undetected and misdiagnosed.
Are you a jealous type of GF? What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, I reckon I am. I'm just that type of person and I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm not or pretend like it's gonna change. Stop.
Look at this house. Oh my god.
It looks better from this side. Okay, well, that's just a disaster. Sorry, yeah, this is gross. Are you gonna spend Christmas together? We weren't planning on it, but because of Corona, there has been an outbreak where I live, so in Sydney. So I am stuck in Canberra, quite literally. Cannot leave the house, cannot leave, obviously, the state to go back into Sydney. So I will be here for Christmas, which is fine. Like, I think it'll be good family bonding. Where are you guys from? I'm from Sydney, and I've lived in Sydney my whole life.
I was born in England and grew up in Australia, but for a couple of years before we came to Australia, we were living in Vietnam and Uganda.
Where was your first date? We didn't have a first date.
Okay, well, I think we were just very spontaneous with the beginning of the relationship, so there wasn't like a formal asking on a first date and then going to like a restaurant or something.
What are you studying and what would you like to do as a career? Okay, so we are both studying a Bachelor of Science and I am majoring in psychology and I want to do educational and developmental psychology. I don't know what with it yet. But yeah, I don't know, I'll work with kids.
I'm majoring in immunology at the moment and yeah, not quite sure where I want to take it after that, but probably a post-grad degree.
Where do you see yourselves in 5 years? Okay, let me think. 5 years from now is 2025.
Hopefully I've just got my first proper job.
Yeah.
Because I would have either done my honours and then taken a gap year or gone straight into my masters and then finished the end of 2024.
Yeah, actually.
2020.
So this is 2025. This is confusing. It kind of just depends on what happens, but I definitely think I'll either be studying or I'll be working. I actually don't know, but yeah, I hope we'll be living together by then. But I don't know where that will be. Like, it might be in Melbourne, might be in Sydney, definitely won't be in Canberra.
With the decoration material.
Oh my god, the house is too small for that.
I know.
We could decorate the crumble stuff. Do you do any sports? I dabble in some netball and some tennis. No! Someone literally wrote, okay, so what attracted you to him? Because I'm pretty sure there were other guys. Who said I love you first?
Me.
How tall is your boy?
9'7".
9'7". What do you guys like to do for dates or fun adventures? We do like picnics. We like to... What do we do? What are the best cities to live in if moving to Australia?
Canberra.
I would say Sydney or Melbourne. I think Sydney has more like places to explore, whereas Melbourne has a better city life. Alright, so we made our final pieces. Very unsuccessful, and I'm just gonna put it out there. We hope you guys enjoyed that. We will see you, or I will see you in our next video. My next video. This is not out.